Pheasant numbers here in Michigan seem to be on the rebound after numbers plummeted to a modern low in 2010. A massive decrease in habitat over the last couple of decades has made pheasant hunting pretty tough in most parts of the state, but not impossible. With the right habitat, there's still some good hunting to be had, and that's exactly what we were counting on today.
Well, we're getting started on a pheasant hunt this morning. Sold that at our banquet a couple of weeks ago. These guys are going to be out here running through John Krakowski, Rocky Snyder's property. We've got Holly Hayes of Double H Wimes here to do the dog work, and we're just getting started through some native prairie.
Habitat is everything when it comes to pheasant hunting, and the property we are on today had it all, with a mixture of both switch and native prairie grasses with a few food plots mixed in. It made for excellent habitat for all wildlife.
It's all warm season grass, native warm season grass mix, switch grass, and then the native prairie mixes. What we're looking at here are fire breaks that we put in, that we plant into food plots. That way we can go back and manage the warm season grasses, burn them, and have fire breaks in to be able to enhance the habitat. Because every so often the prairie grass starts to build up a lot of mass underneath, and it's not as good for birds or any animals for that matter. It makes it a lot, the grass is more invigorated, it does a lot better. That's why we've got 6-foot tall switchgrass and also the native prairie grass. This time of year, early in the year like this, the switchgrass is so thick that it doesn't really hold as many birds. There's a lot of other natural covers that are holding birds, but once we get into December and January, in the winter months, the switchgrass is the lifeblood of having birds here.
Shortly into the second field, we found our first rooster, one that surprised the shooter and I both.
Well, it's close. Touched him. We'll go find him again.
With one bird down and several hens jumped, we were excited to see what the rest of the morning had in store.
We've heard good things this year for this year's pheasant season outlook. From what we've heard from the Michigan DNR, their mail carrier brood survey counts that they do every year are actually higher this year. The highest they've been in 9 years, which is encouraging. We attribute a lot of that to weather has been favorable the last couple years. We've had a couple relatively mild winters on most of southern half of Lower Peninsula, and good nesting seasons, which has allowed for some successful hatches for birds, and numbers are looking up this year, which is good because we fell to an all-time low for the pheasant harvest in 2010. So this is encouraging news, it really is. And I'm hearing a lot of the same from landowners and our Pheasants Forever chapter members, kind of confirming this, saying they're seeing more birds than they have in a number of years, and in different places too. So that's good. That's the good news. Now the bad news is, in terms of Michigan's pheasant history, the numbers are still relatively low. Like I said, we fell to a modern low in 2010. So in 2011, we started this thing called the Michigan Pheasant Restoration Initiative with our partners Pheasants Forever and Michigan DNR and a whole number of other wildlife organizations and agencies to try to answer the call, to try to stem the decline of pheasants. And it all boils down to habitat. And so the good news is pheasant numbers are up a little this year. The bad news is they could plummet even further with a bad nesting season. Say next year it's real cold and wet. Because we continue to lose habitat in Michigan.
As the morning went on, we continued to find birds, and it didn't take long to find another rooster that had ran out of running room at the end of a field.
Easy, duck. Woo!
Look at the feathers. Nice shot.
Well, I'm done. Second bird, that's a good morning. I don't even think it's 10 o'clock, so.
Find it, buddy.
Had to wait for it to clear through, guys.
That's right. It's a swinging duck. So, it's a good morning, though. I appreciate John doing this for everyone, and Rocky.
It didn't go far.
It's great of them to do this, and the habitat they manage is pretty unbelievable.
With one hunter tagged out, the landowner grabbed the gun and we continued on, hoping to find a few more roosters, but happy to see so many hens in the mix as the future looks bright here in Montcalm County.
You're welcome.
It looks good for the future. The pheasant initiative here in Michigan has been a great thing, great addition. This cover, we're hunting over 100 acres of just continuous grass cover, interspersed with a little bit of agriculture and some food plots. So just a fantastic area for pheasants here in Michigan. Cover's a little wet, but the sun's out, got a nice little light breeze, and it's fantastic. The dogs have been working great, and birds have been flying real well for us. A lot of birds, a lot of action this morning.
Get up there, Nate.
Whoa. Running.
Brewster.
Gotta be quicker on the trigger, kiddo.
He just grabbed a gun.
Yeah, Bryce limited out and handed me his gun, so I had to oblige him and take it.
Maybe it's just the gun.
Could be. Okay, you want to use this one, Nate?
Pheasants are so habitat sensitive that they flat out will not be there unless you have habitat. So, you know, when people talk about predation, whether it's, you know, nest raiders or avian predators or fox and coyotes, things of that nature, you know, that stuff happens. But like I said, that's just a symptom of what's truly going on with lack of habitat. When we start to shrink the size of area that pheasants can live and raise their broods in, it's like a dinner platter for predators. It really is. I mean, if it's easy for us to find them, it's super easy for predators to find them. So it's all about large blocks of quality grass habitat.
All right. Done for the day. It's 2.
This beautiful habitat out here in Montcalm County as part of this pheasant hunt that was a fundraiser for the chapter. It's what we're talking about with this pheasant restoration initiative. They've created a bit of a wild pheasant recovery area here because it's not just one landowner. It's a few landowners in this area that care about this stuff that have collectively started to put habitat on the ground, grassland habitat, and you know, we're seeing birds all over the place here today. And it's a prime example of what we're trying to achieve with this pheasant initiative, getting landowners to buy into this concept.
After a long and successful day of hunting, we made our way back to Ben's father's cabin to sit down and enjoy a nice homemade meal and recap the day's hunt.
We're finishing up the hunt. We're going to head over to Jay Wickerham's cabin, and that's part of the package as well as a lunch at the cabin. Jay is actually one of the founding members here in Montcalm County for Pheasants Forever. Started the chapter 27 years ago and just happens to be Ben's father. So it's just kind of a great story to kind of bring the whole circle back together. Somebody that started it, and now the son is really running the whole organization for the state of Michigan.
Habitat is key here in Michigan if we ever want pheasant numbers to return to what they once were. And today was a prime example of what good habitat can produce. Special thanks to John, Bob, Ben, and everyone else involved for letting me tag along on a great day of pheasant hunting here in Central Michigan.